Why commercial mortgage brokerage is growing. And commercial real estate financing has changed dramatically over the last 7 years. With rising interest rates and tighter underwriting and changing bank regulations, and an increasingly specialized lending environment, they all have made securing financing more complex than ever for commercial transactions. And as a result, commercial mortgage brokerage has become one of the fastest growing segments of the commercial real estate industry. So instead of relying on a single bank, investors and business owners are increasingly turning to commercial mortgage brokers who can access hundreds of lenders and structure financing around each unique transaction. So if you're purchasing or refinancing or developing or expanding a commercial property, here's why mortgage brokerage continues to grow and why it's going to benefit you as a borrower. This may be no secret, but banks no longer finance every deal. And many borrowers still believe that their local bank is the only financing option. And that simply isn't true. And today's commercial lending market is going to include national banks and regional banks and credit unions and CMBS lenders and debt funds and bridge lenders and SBA lenders and life insurance companies, but also agency lenders and private capital sources. And each lender is going to have a little bit different requirements, say for loan to value requirements or a debt service coverage ratio or DSCR, but also property preferences and geographic focus and sponsor experience requirement and liquidity standards. And finding the right lender has become more important than simply finding a lender. And every property requires a different capital solution. And commercial mortgage brokers evaluate the transaction before recommending financing. And different asset classes often require completely different lending strategies. So some examples could include multifamilies or retail centers or office buildings or industrial warehouses or medical buildings or hotels or self-storage or mobile home parks or churches or mixed-use properties. And each property type will attract different capital sources. So matching the property to the appropriate lender will often produce better results, and you'll see that in better interest rates, in higher leverage, in faster closings, with lower reserves, and more flexible underwriting. And competition creates better loan terms. And one of the biggest advantages of using a commercial mortgage broker is the benefit of lender competition. So instead of accepting only one bank's offer, borrowers can often compare multiple loan options. And competition may improve your interest rate or your loan term or your amortization or your prepayment flexibility, or your closing costs or your recourse structure or any cash out proceeds. And having multiple lenders compete for your loan often creates better outcomes. And technology has changed commercial lending. And commercial mortgage brokers now utilize sophisticated technology to evaluate financing opportunities. And platforms such as CommLoan's marketplace can connect with borrowers and shop hundreds of lenders based on the particular property type and the loan size and its location and its occupancy and its net operating income or NOI and its debt service coverage ratio or DSCR, but also the sponsor strength. So rather than manually contacting dozens of banks, technology helps identify the best financing options in a fraction of the time. And experience still matters. And technology is powerful and great, but experience is irreplaceable. And an experienced commercial mortgage broker understands how lenders think and what underwriting issues really matter and which lender is going to fit each transaction, but also how to package a loan and how to overcome obstacles before they become problems. And good brokers don't simply submit loan packages. They position borrowers for approval. And commercial lending has become more specialized. And today's financing environment includes SBA loans and bridge loans and permanent financing, but also construction loans and agency loans and HUD financing and portfolio lending and private capital sources. And understanding which loan product fits a specific investment strategy simply requires experience that many borrowers simply don't have on their own. And that's where a mortgage broker can create added value for you. So why investors continue choosing mortgage brokers? And commercial mortgage brokerage continues growing because borrowers value more lender options and better financing terms and faster execution and market expertise and strategic advice, but also with one point of contact who has access to specialized capital. So instead of hoping just one bank approves your transaction, investors gain access to a broad capital marketplace that's designed to maximize financing opportunities. So final thoughts for the day. Commercial mortgage financing is no longer about just finding a lender. It's about finding the right lender. And as lending continues becoming more specialized, commercial mortgage brokers provide borrowers with the expertise and technology and lender relationships necessary to navigate an increasingly competitive marketplace. So whether you're purchasing your next investment property or refinancing an existing portfolio, working with an experienced commercial mortgage broker can save you time and reduce your costs and improve your financing outcomes. So if you're considering commercial financing anywhere in the United States, I'd be happy to help you evaluate your loan options through CommLoan's nationwide lending platform. And that, my friends, is it for the day. Thank you for watching. If you want to have a conversation, you please visit my website, billrapp.comloan.com, and you can request a callback and even start a pricing scenario. Thank you for watching. Have a good week.